This week, I'm going to try to get a buck with my brandy spanking new Expedition Bow, Expedition Archery, sponsor this year, plug. And I can tell you right now, I'm not leaving Texas without a bow buck. And I got a surprise for you.
We've been in the stand for about 12 minutes. I don't even know that deer.
That's exactly why we do it.
Well, Blaine, looks like you're shooting some cute little deer in Texas.
I'm hunting cute little deer in Texas, but in everybody's defense who hunts in Texas, if you're hunting low fence, you're not hunting high fence, purchased deer, the deer are just small. Like I got them out and they're like 90 pounds.
Oh, I know. I've hunted
5.5-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I killed a 4.5-year-old. I think it was 10-pointer.
Yeah.
He weighed 135 pounds and he scored 135 inches.
And that's a monster.
That's a great
That's
deer.
a monster,
Yeah.
legit deer in Texas. So, we're showing you all these awesome bucks from Iowa, but at the end of the day, truthfully, giant trophy bucks really depend on where you hunt, right? A trophy, 135-inch fair chase Texas whitetail is a giant.
It's a trophy.
It's a trophy. It's like
Absolutely.
shooting a 170-inch Iowa buck. It's along the same line. So depending on where you hunt and what you kill,
160 maybe.
really depends on where you live in the country. So if you go ask my neighbor, he is not letting a 1-year-old 6-point ever walk by him, and he's not going to apologize for
I
it.
wouldn't in Maine either.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
we ain't hating, and nobody's expecting people to go out and do what Tim does every year and what you're watching on this season of show, because you don't live where Tim lives. It's that simple. You don't have access to land that Tim has access to. So all that
But-
being said,
Well, not just that being said.
what?
But I can't kill a moose in Iowa like I can in Maine.
That's
Or-
true.
Or a black bear.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's sacrifices.
So,
I mean, we
right.
have giant whitetails, we have good turkeys, but in Maine you got good deer, good turkeys,
Good bear.
great bear,
Yeah.
and great moose.
And great moose. So, all that being said, getting drawn for a moose tag was really hard. So
I've never drawn one. I'm still trying.
I'm flying to Texas for whitetail this week. And go. I am out in the Texas freezing cold weather. I forgot what it was, 21 degrees or something. Different kind of cold here in Texas. You probably heard me say that last year. It is a cold, and cold enough that everybody else stayed back at camp this morning, except for me. Why? Can you see that logo? That's why. Been a pretty eventful morning. No bucks I wanted to shoot. There was one buck out there that looked like he was at least 3.5, but we've got trail cameras and we've seen with our eyes bigger deer than that, so we're waiting. Just a couple minutes ago, coyotes were going crazy. It didn't sound under 200 yards from us, so we're kind of hoping some coyotes would come out since they scared all the deer away, but we're gonna give it probably another hour or two. We're gonna head in, warm up, eat some breakfast, and head right back out for an afternoon hunt. I got one night left. I'm looking for a buck with my bow, and I am gonna wash everything. I need to get all my clothes clean. I'm gonna spray everything down, and I am gonna go out as scent free as possible. So now that I'm feeling a tad bit funky fresh, I'm going out to the ground blind. I'm going early, which I hardly ever do, but with 1 day left, I gotta try to get this done.
Hitsquad Outdoors is brought to you by Expedition Archery, Element Outdoors, Techacam, Scrape Fix, HHA, Deer 30, Scent Assassin, Black Eagle Arrows, Conquest Archery, Timber Creek, Plot Masters, Vortex Optics, and Sniper Blinds.
All right, well, I'm going to be a bit of a TV show guy because the deer showed up early and hogs showed up early yesterday. You kind of saw what we were filming, so on and so forth. Well, we sat here and named all the deer yesterday. Streak, Bristles, what was the ghosty name? There was another name. Smoky. And we had a buck called Ricky. Streaks, on the other hand, he'd like for Streaks to be eliminated out of the deer herd because Streaks is 4.5 years old and he's pretty much reached his potential. And he looks like he's about 90 inches. So we are happy to oblige. And we're just kind of hoping Streaks comes back this afternoon. And we're going to try what I don't have the guts to do is a slow motion shot on a buck. I hope it's as cool for everybody at home, but of course Streak needs to cooperate, and that's what we're kind of hoping. We're also looking for the unicorn, which is in the hill country of Texas right now, would be 135-inch deer, 140-inch deer would be a unicorn. That would be an amazing buck. Low fence, fair chase, wherever you're from, the country you're from, that's what we're talking about. So. Now, if you snuck out and tried to hand catch one of those, and I'll film you from here.
You want me to? I don't think I'm gonna get very far.
No. I'm gonna try to put a stalk on him.
Okay.
Once again, like you saw last week, we're not in the ground blind for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden there's hogs. It looked like 600 to me. There are hogs everywhere. Now, I got plenty of pork in the freezer, and these hogs are quite small, so I decided, don't let this go to waste. I need to try out, experiment, and put my ninja skills to the test, crawl out of the ground blind, and see just how close I can get to these hogs, like a ninja. So the hogs are gone. It's like 2 hours later, and guess who shows up? Streaks. Cannot believe the very first, we haven't been sitting here for an hour. The first deer that comes in, Streaks. We're both like, what? He comes in, turns broadside, almost right at 20 yards. I don't know how, on the camera angle, how things were. I'm watching my fletching leave my bow and he's turning his head. I'm going, oh no, he's gonna turn. But just enough, got through it, almost look like, I know the camera angle looks way worse than what actually happened. It almost looks like my arrow goes through his antlers. I was like, holy mackerel, but it was way off, to be completely honest with you. It really wasn't as cool as it would have been if it went through his antlers, but I thought for sure he was going to turn. I mean, I freaked out, but looks like I absolutely pinwheeled Streaks. I gotta be honest, he looks like, and again, we're in Texas, this is fair chase. when he's out there by himself, he looks like a 100-inch deer, which a lot of you at home that do Illinois and things like that, you're like 100-inch deer, but you know, 125 is as big as you could possibly expect out here. Truthfully, that's the everyday deer. It'd be like 140 or 150 inch in Ohio. To give you a perfect example, I'm a regular hunter. We were putting meat in the freezer, and more importantly, slow-mo streaks. I mean, I'm not sure. It's the reason you don't see slow-mo, because why wouldn't every shot be slow-mo? It's because it's super risky, and I'm not going to get into the technical aspects, at least with my ghetto poor man camera that we use. It's super risky to do a slow-mo shot, but we have been racking them up, hogs. This is the third buck. This is the third buck in Texas, not the same, not the same trip, but it's the third buck we've shot, and we decided to go slow-mo. At the end of the day, I have one purpose. I'm not your normal TV show guy, is to put meat in the freezer for my family, and if need be, friends or anybody else that needs protein, because I am absolutely into the protein. And here's the other thing when you're doing this little celebration and we're in front of the camera, and you guys know I keep it real. This is no bull dinky when it comes to my show. That's a real deer. Anybody else, and I'm not saying this as a rule, but everybody like, oh, South Texas, 180-inch deer, 200-inch deer, they exist. They exist out here. But I can't relate to a hunter personally that lets that deer walk by, that's 4.5 years old, a known 4.5-year-old deer, and lets him walk by because his rack's not big enough. I don't know what to say about it. I really don't. I mean, I'm trying not to call people names right now is what I'm doing. Because this guy never, do you have any idea how good them backstraps are? And we could sit here all night and never see a 135-inch deer. The good news is Blaine has one more Texas tag. In case you didn't know, when you buy your $360, I think, license, you get 4 tags. So let's break that down, ladies and gentlemen. When you're having a year like I'm having, that's less than $100 a deer for a tag. There ain't too many places in the country you can do that. So God bless Texas, and God bless slow-mo straight, because I plan on shooting another buck. If not, I'll shoot a doe. I'll shoot anything that puts meat in the freezer. I can't bring that home. And another thing I want to bring up that I haven't brought up in a while, I don't know if you hear it or you can't hear it, but these bow jacks on this bow, I just want to show them to you right here. If you haven't added this to your bow, if your bow did not come with bow jacks, they're very distinctive devices on your bow. You know if you had them or not. I am telling you, Boss Man called me one time and he's like, man, your bow's so much quieter than mine. This is true. You can ask Jeff if you ever meet him at hunting camp. Your bow's so much quieter than mine. And I'm like, put the bow jacks on them. Sure enough, he puts the bow jacks on them. Sure enough, he adds bow jacks to the bossmanoutdoors.com website, and now he sells them because he is a 100% believer. I hate it when my brain just thinks automatically. Like right now, it's like it's going, nobody wants to hear you talk anymore.
That's what I'm thinking.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And you know why I continue to talk? Because I don't know how to end it.
Yeah.
I'm not a TV guy.
Let's just end it.
Bye. This is what you got to deal with in Texas. We're 10 yards from where I was just talking. We look up, there's hogs right behind me. We look up, I'm like, why aren't those hogs moving? They're eating my deer. So that's what you got to do in Texas, I guess. I had no clue that hogs are going to eat a deer. They're having a feast right now on my deer. And we are 15 yards from that hog. My deer ran 25 yards, 35 yards. And this is what we got to deal with. We don't got to deal with this in Maine.
Nope.
You're right, these are evasive. I'm ready to take that gun off your back shoulder and start popping me some little squealers. My first slow motion buck right here, boy. Oh, what's his name again?
Streak.
Streaks. Old Streaks. He's beautiful. We got these hogs off of him. That's a nasty sight. Feels disrespectful, but they're wild animals in the wild, and that's what they do. We left him here for quite a bit. He only ran 35 yards, but when in doubt, back out. This is one of the times that
you know, he had passed 15 seconds after I shot him. But when there's no way to know, you want to get out of here. So you might be wondering why I'm drinking coffee. There's two reasons. One, we just came back from the hunt. Last night, we killed this 99-inch monster. And buck bean coffee, I'm predicting by the time this goes to air, buck bean coffee will exist since I'm the official taste tester. Can you see that on camera? And so go to buckbeancoffee.com and get you some. As you can tell, I am super pumped. I was a little freaked out last night when I walked up on this dude and 30 hogs were eating him. I had no clue that that was even a possibility, but you saw it on camera. It is a possibility, and hogs eat deer. Sponsors, I kind of went off a little bit last night in the ground blind, so I'm not feeling like I got to go off today. Though I'm sure we're showing pictures of all the sponsors. Again, I'm fortunate enough that I do not have to take money from companies that I do not believe in. Most of my sponsors are family. I've been with them for 10, 15 years, no joke. A lot of people appreciate the fact that we show it the way it is in the field. We are in Texas. This dude is an absolute giant for me. He made my knees shake. He got me all jacked up. Just like some of the other dudes that go hunt deer and kill 190 inch. But I'm a real hunter, and I know that most of my fans send me emails saying I would have killed that deer 1,000 times. These are the guys I air to because we show everything real. We don't hide microphones. We don't do anything like that. So
Closed captioning is brought to you by ARDaddy.com. Let us build your AR-15 your way, making it your one-of-a-kind gun. ARDaddy.com.
So that was my Texas buck, which was 100% trophy for me. Hold 100 pounds all day, easily. That being said, now let's move on to you doing something we never see Tim do, and that is essentially putting meat in the freezer.
Yeah.
You do that too.
I do. I love eating deer meat.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And ironically as it is, deer actually taste better in Iowa than he did in Maine.
Really? I believe that.
They're eating corn and beans.
Corn and beans, right.
In Maine,
not cedar bark.
Right, scrubs. It's,
no doubt.
Yeah, they're
doubt.
foraging up here, and in Maine, in Iowa, it's corn and beans.
Right.
But yeah, I probably eat 3 deer a year.
Yeah.
I make sure, one deer is made, like my big bucks would get me especially into like summer sausage and breakfast sausage and snack sticks, and the does I do straight burger and venison and steaks and oh, my mouth's watered. I'm hungry.
Oh,
my mouth's watered.
He said does. We're going to Big G's right after we're done with this little segment. Is that
We are.
We are. We're going to Big G's. Shout out to Big G's, Hitsquad Outdoors' newest sponsor.
I
Maybe
wish.
not. Maybe not. But let's go to Tim. End the show with Tim killing doe. I'm not going to, because it rhymed. I'm very...
Just a doe?
No.
Does.
Probably does. But I was rhyming.
Oh.
End the show with Tim killing a doe.
Well, we just hammered a big old fat Danny at 3 o'clock. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to get it done over with, get her cleaned up and go home. Because we hammered a giant last night. A giant. So, yes. Same spot. Same spot I killed that big buck last night. Exact same spot. First one hit her. And she spun, turned, and I could see her bleeding. I squeezed the one off. I squeezed it off too fast. And then the second one, I dropped her with it. So, we are done in Iowa shotgun season. The old 350 Legend did it again. I love this gun. It is awesome. So, and it's a great gun for kids too, man. It doesn't kick at all. It's on point. So, The other doe's still over there, doesn't even know what's going on. So we're gonna get out of here and get our doe and get her cleaned up and head home. Maybe we won't be home before dark, but at least we'll be home. So, thanks ya.
Well, here she is, man. We just closed the deal tonight. It is December 6th. Notch your tag. And of course we gotta put it on her before we move her. Iowa law. Deer must be tagged before you move it. So, that's what we're doing.
Iowa's got a nice convenient way now. We have a mobile app, so you just check it in. I think you have 48 hours to check your deer, but we'll be back to the truck, and when we leave, we'll check it in. We'll gut her, we'll get back there and put it in trash cans, and all the local farm animals will eat good. So, here she is. She's a good-looking nanny, man. She's big. I really did a lot of glassing on her because I was worried that she might be a button buck. She was so big, but